Welcome to another CTV Sports presentation. CTV Sports is brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick, GMC, We Care. By Murphy Inn, Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. By North Star Bank, North Star guiding the way. By St. Clair Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, We Care. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair's Ace Hardware. And by CTV, Community TV in Marine City and St. Clair.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to St. Clair Saints Boys Varsity Basketball. John Carr along with Brad Robinson. Brad, another interesting matchup, and Saints easily handled Northern the last time they played them, but this will be different, I think, tonight.
Yeah, 61-25 last time behind a dozen three-pointers by the Saints. Shot really well. Not an anomaly, definitely had the ability to do that, but Northern's much improved, just knocked off a really good Warren Woods Tower team who the Saints lost to at their place. So I expect a dogfight here tonight, nothing like a 36-point victory like last time.
All right, teams have left the floor, lined up here at the foul lines. Let's turn over to Denny White for the playing of the national anthem and the introduction of players.
Please remove your caps as we honor America this evening with the singing of our national anthem by St. Clair's own Paige Holstein. Ladies and gentlemen, St. Clair High School welcomes you to tonight's varsity contest between the Huskies of Huron Northern High School and the Saints of St. Clair High School. Tonight's starting lineup in the spirit of sportsmanship read in alternating fashion, beginning with the Huskies. Junior, number 2, Trey Kidd. For the Saints, senior, number 1, Ian Jansen. For Huron Northern, sophomore, number 4, James DeLong. St. Clair, senior, number 10, Mario Matson. Senior, number 10, Cam Hicks. For the Saints, senior, number 11, Logan Pietrkowski. For Huron Northern, senior, number 30, Dane Foss. For St. Clair, senior, number 13, Ben Davidson. For the Huskies, senior, number 33, Bryce Reeves. For the Saints, sophomore, number 14, Sean Stidham, Tom Lesko, Matt Diskelrat, Ryan Sipnick, and Todd Cummings.
Well, welcome back, everyone. John Carter along with Brad Robbins. And Brad mentioned already, this looks like a much different Port Huron team, Northern team, certainly with a height advantage over the Saints again.
Yeah, that's one thing. I was standing actually out in the Commons area when they came out of their room, and first glance, I hadn't seen Northern play this year. Size definitely an issue in terms of matchups. The Saints, that versatility is going to have to serve them well, switching screens like they always do, but I'm sure they'll be accounting for, Cam Hicks at 6'6" and Dane Voss at 6'4". Interesting to see how the Saints kind of counteract that size.
All right, Saints will start Davidson, Matson, Pichkowski, Jansen, and Donaldson. Port Huron Northern has Trey Hicks, James DeLong, Trey Kidd, Cam Hicks, Dane Voss, and Bryce Reeves. Davidson against Hicks at the center court. And we're just about ready to toss it up.
The other night against Frazier, Mario Matson had a great first quarter. Could need a similar start out of him or somebody else. In addition to that steady scoring you get out of Davidson.
That's Trey Kidd to Reeves. Saints with their tough man-to-man. DeLong, look for the backcourt, not there. Voss, well outside, guarded by Donaldson. Reeves in the corner. Voss, knocked away. Pichkowski can't control, but it'll be Northern basketball. Good hands by Pichkowski.
Really good start defensive possession. A good 29 seconds. A good hard man-to-man defense there for the Saints. Hopefully they can continue and reward themselves with a shot and a rebound.
Trickett brings it up, guarded closely by Jansen. Jansen cuts him off. Hicks. Matson now on Reeves. Pichkowski on DeLong. Kidd. Good defense here by St. Clair.
Saints doing an excellent job right now. It's almost a full minute of good solid D, and now a turnover. Big time credit. That's a real bench builder there. You see the guys off the bench. That's a huge possession for the Saints. 52 seconds of man-to-man defense and a turnover.
And one of the strengths the Saints have, we mentioned this, is that basically have 5 interchangeable players, so they switch. So screens don't mean as much as you might if there's a center that couldn't guard somebody, and that's just not the case with St. Clair.
Yeah, your matchups kind of are what you are. Makes it a little easier to scheme for, and everybody kind of plays on the same principles. Just switch them up. Very seldom. I think the other night they might have tried to do some non-switches, and the kids are just so used to it that they wrote it.
All right, Matson down to Davidson. Pichkowski. Matson's open. Steps through, out to Donaldson. His three-pointer. Off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Matson. Backstep smartly to Davidson. Pichkowski. Matson gets to the hole. Can't get it. And rebound Matson. Davidson. Donaldson and Davidson.
Two names that are alike, and with Mario, you got two kids that look alike with Ben, so you're forgiven. Tough
Down
call.
deep, Davidson, blocked by Dane Voss. Good play by Northern. Kidd thinks about the three, doesn't take it. Knocked away, Davidson. Can't get it. Knocked away by Pichkowski, and Davidson kind of was thinking about dunking that, I think, and then couldn't quite pull that off and missed the layup.
Yeah, he was absolutely going to dunk it, went up, lost it. We've seen that before out of high school kids that just aren't accustomed to it, and he gave the old chest tap to say, my bad.
Voss trying to get it in, no one's free. That ball is hit off the head of Hicks. And Saints, tremendous full court man-to-man pressure.
Probably kudos there. Ben Davidson made a play kind of to make up for the missed layup here. Hopefully the Saints can get a score and kind of finish the business.
Pichkowski gets it to Donaldson. Ben's all alone on the right. Donaldson out front.
Credit to both squads here. We're a full 2 minutes and change into the game, and nobody's relented.
Pichkowski can't get there. To Matson. Matson guarded by Reeves, got a step. And it's going to be a block, probably on the floor against Voss. Hard drive by Mario Matson. Really the first, any kind of positive on either defense. I believe they called that on the floor. I don't think there's going to be foul shots.
No, I don't. I think the official was trying to signal that. Mario's there trying to steal the deal, if you will, but I don't know that he's going to get away with it. Saints inbound.
Out front, Davidson. Pichkowski open to the hoop and scoops and scores. Logan Pichkowski all the way to the hoop. Trey Kidd up court, doubled by St. Clair, but they back off. Pichkowski now, man-to-man on Trey Kidd.
Pichkowski's just been a solid contributor all the way around. He's one of those guys that's steady. He's not, we've said this time and time again, doesn't show up flashy in the box score, but his moments on defense and those kind of buckets are just what the Saints need, and he's just been solid all year long.
Kidd tracks it down. Far in the backcourt. Jansen knocked away by Madsen. Up ahead, Davidson.
Good look.
To Donaldson. Great look. And a basket for Sean Donaldson. And over the head of Reeves. And Saints ball. And we've talked about this a couple times. Saints like to play fast. And one of the keys to the game is making the other team speed it up. But right now, Northern is speeded up.
Right, and you can see offensively, Northern knows that, and they're trying to play their possessions long. I mean, they made the Saints play defense for 52 seconds. Brian Jameson wants to cut the possessions down because when the Saints get possessions, you're seeing the result right now.
Davidson with the three from the corner. And Coach Brian Jameson wants time. And he's not happy with his defense.
No, and I think, for the first minute or so, Coach Jameson probably pretty pleased with how they ran the offense. I think that looked like a reflection of his game plan. I'm certain the turnover wasn't part of it, but grinding it out and then eventually getting a good shot, making the Saints use their legs that way takes away some of their depth. But offensively, for the Saints right now, things are going a lot better, and Northern hasn't been able to adjust. Got beat in transition a couple of times, and as we've seen before, it's the pressure defense from the Saints that kind of gets their offense in gear, and now they've got a 7-0 lead.
Saints up 7-0, as you say. Saints at kind of a crucial crossroads in the MAC Gold. This is a big game for them again. They want to hold serve, so to speak, win their home court. Northern did Saints a tremendous boon last week by knocking off Tower, and Fort Huron also beat Lakeshore.
Right, and those are two good basketball teams. The Saints, they'll welcome in Warren Woods Tower a week from Friday, and then the Saints will have to go to Lakeshore, which is going to be a formidable opponent at their place. But yeah, both Fort Hurons did the Saints a favor. Now it's time the Saints take care of business and win the games they're probably supposed to win.
All right, Voss gets it into Trey Kidd, guarded by Pichkowski. And if you don't think this bothers a point guard getting that kind of pressure the entire court length, you just don't understand, because that's difficult. High pressure. That's going to be outside again on the floor. Hand foul, hand check, I think, on Madsen.
Number 10.
First foul on Saints.
Difficulty for the Northern guard, Trey Kidd, is the consistency with which that pressure comes, too. You mentioned it. It doesn't stop. It's every time he snags the ball on an inbound, he knows that he's got to deal with that. You're going to turn it over.
Partially blocked that time by Davidson. He gets the rebound. Here come the Saints. Davidson, Madsen again goes in, blocked again by Hicks. 2 blocks by Cam Hicks. He's a good rim protector there at the base.
I think Reeves is fortunate there. He didn't get a blocking foul at that end. Nice take there by Trey Kidd.
Kidd gets all the way to the basket. First 2 points for Northern. Pichkowski over to Donaldson. Donaldson all the way to the hoop, and he just beat Kidd. And Donaldson gives us height, but he's quicker than Cam Hicks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again knocked away by Davidson. Donaldson gets it to Reeves, and he can't handle it.
Saints missed an assignment, but had everybody else sped up to the point where they made an error. They let somebody get deep on them. A little bit of on-ball pressure. Kind of forced DeLong into a bad pass. DeLong, a sophomore.
Ben Walton and Kobe Kimbrough come in for Northern. Saints up 9-2. Just over 3 left here first quarter. Rebound is controlled by Walton. Here comes Kidd. Clicked away by Pichkowski. Thinks about it. Spin move. Madsen open 3-pointer. Little short. Rebound is fought for. Hard by Donaldson, and gets it to Jansen, who draws a foul. And again, that's Sean Donaldson in a microcosm.
He does all the dirty work, and just fortunate there to get another possession for the Saints. We see him do that all the time. The only, chink in his armor is that he plays at a speed which puts him at risk for fouls sometimes, and other guys have to step up and fill that energy role, which to their credit they've done, and that's why the Saints are having some success this year.
Selleck and Eisenhart come in for St. Clair. Davidson guarded by Voss in the corner. Saints reset. Selleck. Cross court. Davidson. Coach Sherrill calling out a play for St. Clair. Davidson again, open three-pointer. A little short that time. Tipped away and controlled by Pichkowski after the rebound again for the Saints.
Saints doing a great job in the offensive glass. 3 or 4 possessions to come down and get 2 or 3 shots.
Matson. Selleck down deep, Eisenhart. A little too long in the paint. Jump ball, Saints ball on the arrow.
Eisenhart's got to go with a little more intention there. If he's going to score, he needs to make his best move and score it. If he's not going to make that move, he needs to kick it right away and get that shooter in, offside in rhythm, or give him the opportunity to penetrate. Kind of got caught in no man's land, and the time was ticking away in the paint for him, and he could feel it.
Matson open 3. Little short. Up top, rebound Kimbrough. Long to Voss. Gets his own rebound and scores. I think that might be 2 on Mario.
First time we've seen the Saints give up an additional shot on a possession, and Dane Voss makes him pay, giving up that size that we mentioned in the intro. It's a difficult assignment. That one bounced over top of a Saints defender who was in pretty good position to rebound, but you can't coach height, and Voss made him pay. Goes to the line to get a 3-point play the hard way.
No good. Rebound by Donaldson. Pichkowski. Donaldson corrals. Eisenhart.
Something that we'd like to see out of the Saints a little bit more, and I'm certain this could be said all the time, but it happened last time we played Northern. The outside shooting for the Saints from 3 hasn't been outstanding in the last couple of games. That's really guided them, and with their size, it's part of what makes them successful. Against Fraser, hit some big shots late, but early on, really, the 3-point shot didn't pace their game at all, and it would help serve them well against the bigger Northern team here tonight to knock some of these down. Ben Davidson did hit one, but got to get some contributions from the perimeter, from the Marios and the Ian Jansens, and now that Scott Selleck's in the game, he's certainly capable of catching fire from out there as well.
Troy Disterath picked up a quick foul. Troy's playing for the first time in some time. He'd been on the injury list, but now back in. That's 5 seconds. Oh, foul on Donaldson. 2 fouls very quickly for St. Clair.
St. Clair foul number 14, Sean Donaldson, his first.
And that's one of the dangers man-to-man, is you can get caught holding.
Right, and you're putting that pressure on for the full length of the court there. You always want to defend and be aggressive, but you want to do it without fouling. And there the Saints get caught.
Knocked away, Disserath. Walton gets it to Kimbrough. DeLong. Kimbrough, long 3. Rebound by Eisenhart. That's a shot I think the Saints will love Northern taking.
Great possession there again defensively for the Saints.
Davidson can't get it. Well, that's going to be a foul again of the Saints. Piling up pretty quickly here. 5 team fouls already. Less minute to play here first quarter. That was on Selleck.
It's an aggressive foul. He's trying to go to the offensive glass. When he jumped, kind of grabbed more arm than ball. And coming off the bench, so you want to get those offensive possessions back and make an impact and being aggressive.
Stepped over, and that's a turnover. You can't move your feet. That's the referee's telling them after a turnover, you can't move your feet out of bounds. Yeah, not like a basket.
Yeah, he did not have the free rein to run, and I think he got caught moving a little bit.
Just a rapid bringing in. Selleck. Davidson. All the way to the hoop. Blocked by Boss. DeLong. He'll go to the hoop. Can't get it. Rebound. Selleck.
Northern's done a nice job using size and protecting the rim. That's 2 or 3 times I can think of. Either Ben or Mario have gone to the rack pretty strong, and you're expecting a score, and they've been able on the back end to clean it up and keep the ball out of the basket. So credit goes to the Huskies for that back end defense, because on a matchup out on the open floor, Mario is going to go by Dane Voss, and so is Ben. They've recognized that, but Northern's rotated really well and saved the bucket.
All right, 15 seconds left. Saints up 9-4. Probably look for the last shot here. Just Rath brings it in. Davidson, guarded by Kimbrell. Got to feel the Saints will let Bren go one-on-one here.
Yeah, they're going to clear out. We've talked about this before. You're going to take your matchup and distribute if you have to.
Davidson down to 3, crosses over, and can't get a shot off.
That's not going to please Coach Sherrill. There's an expectation there, if he has the basketball, that he's clock aware and he didn't get a shot off. Saints with a lead, but probably wanted to get something off there.
All right, after the first 9-4, let's turn it over for a quick word from our sponsors.
Enjoy the We Care experience at St. Clair Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram during the 2018 Auto Show event. Lease a Ram 4x4 Bighorn for $116 a month.
Jeep Compass $116 a month.
Even a Dodge Charger for $108 a month. Plus, we have the best price guaranteed.
Best service after the sale.
Best value for your trade-in.
And the most friendly professional staff around.
We appreciate your business. It's all about the We Care experience.
Exit 257 off I-94.
North Star Bank, your local community bank serving St. Clair, Sanilac, Huron, and Washtenaw counties. When you need a local community bank for home loans, checking, savings, and other banking needs, North Star Bank is the community bank that you want to deal with. The bank that will take care of all your personal and business needs. North Star Bank has a new mobile application that you can download to make banking even easier. North Star Bank, guiding the way. Member FDIC.
All right, welcome back, everyone. John Carter along with Brad Robbins watching St. Clair Saints boys varsity basketball here on CTV Community Channel 6. And kind of a low-scoring first quarter. Saints played good defense, but really were able to get going offensively.
Yeah, Northern played some good defense, too. I think they have a game plan where they want it to be this kind of basketball game, it looks like. Going to grind it out on offense, make the Saints play man-to-man for a long period of time. That first couple of minutes, I think each team played defense for an entire minute, and nobody scored. So kind of to be expected, a 9-4 ball game. The Saints have some things that they need to clean up. I expect it to turn up and pace a little bit here, because that's what the Saints are going to want to do. And again, you got to hit some shots from the outside, but Northern doing a good job at the rim protecting, and nothing's easy in there today, and the Saints have fouled a little bit too, so something to keep an eye on.
3 block shots for Northern. Saints come out, Troy Disrath, Mario Matson, Pichkowski, Jansen, and Sean Donaldson. Quick move by Kidd, and called a turnover on the carry. That's a call you don't see very often, but I think it happens more than people expect it to.
Yeah, and it's difficult as a coach. It's tough to argue it, but it's also one of those things that you question. Could you call that on that kid every single play, and are we going to completely change the way that he's playing? What's the spirit of that rule, and did it give him an advantage? And that's one that Coach Jamison can argue, and up here we can just let him deal with it.
Yep. Pichkowski, Disarath gets out to Matson's back in with 2 fouls. Jansen, Disarath, Donaldson, open 3, got it.
Another good job defensively by Northern, but in rhythm, Sean Donaldson makes him pay. That's an excellent assist by Disarath and a good shot to be executed by Donaldson.
Kidd, double team by St. Clair. Up ahead, Kimbrell to Kidd. And tipped away and controlled by Jansen. Quickly to Matson. Mario. Outside, Donaldson's open again. A little long that time. Rebound controlled by Jansen.
Davidson's getting his extended quarter here. Saints going to have to use that secondary scoring. Sean Donaldson's already hit one.
And that's going to be a foul out front, no basket. But good call, hand check. And Donaldson showing his quickness. That's the second time he's had a lane and taken it.
Saints doing a good job recognizing those one-on-one matchups, looking down, seeing kind of where the balance of that defender is and attacking the weak foot. We've seen that right here on this wing at least 3 different times, and that time drew a foul.
Boss comes in, replaces Kimbrell. Kicked away by number 14, that's Andy Falco in.
Andy Falco doing a good job there because that was going to be an easy layup for Ian Jansen, so they'll gladly take that kick ball.
Disarath will bring it in. Jansen. And he's fouled also. And they've been pretty consistent.
Yeah. You're going to get that call. There have been some clean blocks, something that I just noticed that you'll probably see on both ends of this. These two coaches, Jamison and Sherrill, have coached against each other a lot of times and know each other really well. Jamison's way out of the box, exactly, telling his kids exactly what the look is. And that's one of the things that both these coaches do a great job against less familiar coaches, and you'll see a lot of baskets out of these sets. Probably not today. We probably won't see a ton of it.
Mattson, Pichkowski, Donaldson, again open. 3, no good that time, rebounded by Trey Kidd. Duck all the way to the basket, and he scores.
Nice body adjustment there by Falco. He was in kind of a weird spot. He was able to reach back around, use that long right arm, and knock it down.
And got the basket, picks up the foul. Disarath going to the hoop. Back in for Northern, Cam Hicks. And DeLong, let's see. Wait until the referee calls the foul, which is actually the right technique because you want to make sure the kid's on the floor when you call the foul again.
Right. It's the right thing. Sometimes kids in the spur of the moment think that they can substitute like hockey.
Line change. All right, Disarath looks in. Jansen, 3-pointer, rim no good, and Hicks over the top of everybody for that rebound.
That's just size. Saints were in pretty good position for another possession there, and Cam Hicks is just taller.
Trey Kidd, hounded by Pichkowski. Falco out, guarded by Disarath. Knocked away by Pichkowski. Ben Davidson will return. Brady Delore comes in for the first time this first half. Replaces Disarath, and let's see, Donaldson.
Brady Delore increasing his minutes, so far in the last few games. I think he's contributing with that length on defense, giving the Saints somebody who can come in and guard a guy like Cam Hicks a little bit. The Saints lack that size, and I think Eisenhart got that first rotation, and now Brady's getting the second one.
All right, Kidd. DeLong. Interesting, Port Huron Northern doesn't try to post up anybody, even with the size advantage that they have. Falco, long 3, rebound into the hands of Davidson. Then Davidson up floor. Goes hard. Delore open, 3-pointer. Can't get it. Good block out by Falco. Here comes DeLong. And Northern is doing a good job keeping the ball out of the hands of Davidson. 2 Saints there, and knocked away. Garrison Dombrowski comes in, gives Pichkowski a rest. And Reeves back in for Northern. Here he plays Falco.
You mentioned the lack of posting up for Northern. I think you're kind of starting to see that fade out a little bit across the board in terms of having a focal point that stands on the block and really grinds it out. A lot of kids don't build up that skill set as much as they build up their guard skill set and how to dribble and how to shoot. And even the bigs now are expected to kind of extend the floor. That European style trickle down is now in the high school area. You see that more. It is fun though when a team does have a nice throwback post.
Boss with the basket on the other side, then a turnover by St. Clair, breakaway for Reeves, and that brings it down to 12-10. Coach Sherrill wants a timeout. We mentioned the good job for St. Clair that both Northern and Tower did last week. And what it means for St. Clair now, they're in first place by themselves in the goals.
Yeah, they control their own destiny again when they went and dropped that game to Warren Woods Tower in double overtime. They didn't lose anything by that. They had their goals in front of them, but that was helpful last week, and the Saints need to take care of their home floor, though, or else it kind of cancels it out. So tonight they should stumble and fall against the Huskies. They're going to be right back where they started, and they're going to be grinding it out. Not that any of those things are going to be given, but definitely want to stay ahead. And right now, we're kind of seeing what we said we would see at the outset. We mentioned the score of the last game, and we didn't expect it to be that way with how Northern is playing. The Northern's come in with a good game plan, and they're executing it, and they're keeping it low scoring and grinding it out.
And I think one of the big things is Ben's not being able to get to the basket with Voss and Hicks underneath, and the shot blockers are putting a little bit of a kink in the Saints' normal game. All right, Dombrowski down in knee to Davidson. Again, Davidson. Oh, what a shot and a foul. That was tough. To turn to your right underneath the basket and knock it down. That's a college shot right there.
Yeah, it was tough. Little baby hook kind of on a weird angle. I think if you go back and film study that, I don't think you're going to get in trouble as the defender. You put him in a tough spot. The only thing you get in trouble for is fouling him, and Ben made a great play.
All right, Davidson on the line. Shots up, and it's good. Voss out front, pounded by the Saints.
Lots of pressure here.
Hicks goes in, can't get it, rebounded by Davidson. And then Delore, up ahead, Dombrowski. Davidson. Outside, Jansen.
Northern's still doing a good job not letting Davidson get those slashing lanes that he normally gets. The length kind of bothering his eye a little bit.
And that one was in and out and in for Davidson.
Here's what you'll see, though, an adjustment by Davidson. He's not getting those lanes, but he feels like he can take, even though Dane Voss is taller than him, I think he feels his skill set will allow him to get shots, and now he's just going to the block. That sneaky size, that bulk that Ben has, sometimes you don't appreciate as much as his opponent. Well, Dane Voss is appreciating it a little bit right now.
Voss will be bringing it in. DeLong. Voss. Nice pass. And Reed scores.
Nice job by Northern. Got the ball in the middle and made a quick decision with it, and that's the risk you take. If you're the Saints, you're going to put all that pressure up front. You got to make sure you rotate on the back end.
Davidson back to Jansen. Ben with a lane. Matson. Out Jansen over his head. Scott Selleck, Logan Piechowski comes in replacing Dombrowski and Delore. Martin back in for Northern.
Saints making an adjustment on matchups here. Be interesting to see if they're going to continue to switch or if they really want to stick with these in the half court. You can hear the coaches barking out assignments.
Kimbrough. Tipped away and a walk. Nice job. Saints saw the unusual or unlikely ball handler and quickly double teamed him, and Kimbrough was forced into the travel. Matson will bring in 3:08 left. First half again, low scoring, 17-12 Saints lead. You're watching St. Clair Saints boys varsity basketball here exclusively on Cable Channel 6, CTV TV in St. Clair. Selleck, Matson. Jansen's open this time. Lines it up. Can't get it. Tipped out by, let's see, Matson, and he's going to get called for the foul. Tough job, tough one on that time. Matson working for the possession. I'm not sure he knows he got a foul.
Yeah, I think his issue was when he went up with the right hand, I think he put his left on the back of the person he's kind of jumping off, used him as a boost.
Martin. DeLong. You watch that run and jump defense the Saints like. Back door. Voss can't get it. Rebounded by Jansen.
Yeah, that's a go-to play for the Huskies. Both boys and girls program have been running that play for a long time. You want to call it Albion, whatever. It's something that we've seen plenty of times, and I know that's been scouted. It's just one of those plays that's going to get you one every game. It's going to get you that look. The Saints fortunate that it didn't cause a bucket because Voss mishandled the ball.
That backdoor cut, when you're playing or overplaying like the Saints do on defense, oftentimes is open. 24, Ben Walton, will bring it in. Out front, Kidd, three-pointer, way short. And off the hands of Pichkowski.
Sometimes the air ball is the toughest one to rebound. It comes off in strange spots. You could be in real good position, but it doesn't ricochet, and it lands. And right there, the Saints not fortunate enough to pick up the possession.
Martin. Ticked away by Donaldson. Back over to Davidson. That's a defensive clinic if you watch that play.
That was outstanding. Trey Kidd's showing that he might have some vulnerability with the basketball. He's not proven that he's much of a shooter, and I think you put enough pressure on him, he can be turned over. Something to continue to watch for.
DeLong, a nice drive to the basket. He scores, makes it 17-14. Pichkowski up court. Donaldson. That's going to be a body foul, I think, on Reeves. That'll be a 7th team foul for Northern. That's 1-on-1.
Yeah, Reeves, this is a couple times right out on that wing that I thought he's been fortunate not to get called for that blocking foul, and this time probably by nature of Sean Donaldson falling down that the whistle is blown. Sean Donaldson looking to make the front end of that 1-and-1.
Yep, got to have some foul shooting early here. It's a tight, tough ball game, defensive struggle. Foul shooting will be important. First one's up, off the rim, no good, and rebounded by Reeves. DeLong. Martin. And this is Kimbrell. Martin looking for Reeves underneath, decides not to pass it to him. DeLong. In the corner, Trey Kidd. And that's picked off by Davidson, can't quite control. And the Saints really anticipating those passes, and you throw it backwards, it's an invitation.
Yeah, looking to go 1-on-0 the other way. Saints have been close quite a few times. The longer Northern has to grind out a possession without a shot, the more you expect to see the Saints pick one off.
Martin. Kidd. And Donaldson with the hands. Davidson all the way in and scores. And Kimbrell out in front. Donaldson gets there, rents the basket, and that's a good play by Sean Donaldson.
Yeah, so long as that ball doesn't go in, there's nothing wrong with that foul. Go and make sure he doesn't get the bucket. Make Kimbrell, we'll see what kind of foul shooter he is. If they get anything less than 2 points, that's a good foul. It only gives Sean Donaldson his second with 40 seconds left in the half. Nothing hurt there. Saints doing a little hockey subbing of their own.
Well, I think there's actually a disagreement. One ref had it 1-on-1, one ref had it as a 2-shot foul. So what happens is you can't only substitute on 2-shot foul after the first shot.
Correct.
Kofi Kimbrell on the line. Shots up and it's good. Now Troy Disselrath can come in.
Troy had a good rotation first time in. Thought he played pretty well coming off that injury. He's cold.
That foul shot makes it 19-15. That one's off the rim and good. All right, Disselrath will bring it up. Under 40 seconds now. Jansen to Pichkowski down deep. Davidson. Tough pass that time. He led Ian right into the traffic.
Davidson didn't see the two defenders below him. Threw the ball to Jansen on a cut. Nothing home.
Kid Martin, he got bumped by Scott Selleck with 11 seconds. Ben Walton will go to the line. 6'2" junior. That would be a two-shot foul.
St. Clair foul number 33, Scott Selleck.
Selleck second. And really, this has just been not making some shots for St. Clair. They've not shot particularly well and turned the ball over quite a bit.
Yeah, Huskies doing a good job defensively, and it's coupled with they're giving up three-pointers, but they're not giving them up to Ben. And Sean Donaldson's hit one, but you're going to have Ian Jansen, Scott Selleck, those guys contribute some threes.
Walton kicked away and controls to Kidd. Hustle play by Walton. And the Saints, after one, lead 19-18. I don't think Sean's going to be unhappy with the defense. They just haven't scored.
Yeah, you got to get some scoring out of some different places right now. Ben Davidson with 10 out of the 19 points. Sean Donaldson's got 7. So with that, you need your Mario Matson's been shut out, and Ian Jansen's been shut out, and those are two guys that start for you that need to pour in their 8 to 10 points. I don't know that we care where they come from, but now they got 2 quarters to do it. So they'll have to come out, step up, and get some secondary scoring from those guys.
All right, after one half, Saints lead 19-18. We'll be back in a moment to bring you the second half.
Murphy Inn, Restaurant, Spirits, Hotel, all in St. Clair. Before or after the game, stop at Murphy Inn. Different specials every day. Happy hour 2 to 6 daily, and 7 vintage hotel rooms. Half off large pizza every Monday, karaoke on Wednesday and Saturday, live music on Thursday and Friday. Murphy Inn has private dining area for showers and family parties. Murphy Inn, Restaurant, Spirits, Hotel in St. Clair since 1836. St. Clair's Ace Hardware in the Riverview Plaza is now open 7 days a week for your shopping needs. Everything you need from auto supplies, wiring, paint, craftsman tools. St. Clair's Ace Hardware has picnic items, a complete gift department with candles and more. Don't miss the specials on Valspar paint. St. Clair's Ace Hardware in the Riverview Plaza.
There's so much more to the car buying experience at St. Clair Chevrolet Buick GMC.
With pickup and delivery to your home or office.
100% price match guaranteed.
Even free loaners with service work. Because we really do care in St. Clair.
Right now, you can get a full-service oil change with a 27-point safety inspection and a car wash for just $29.95.
We really do care in St. Clair.
Chevrolet Buick GMC.
Exit 257 off I-94.
Welcome back, everyone. John Carter along with Brad Robbins, and getting ready for the start of the second half. Saints up 19-18, defensive struggle, and we talked about it at halftime. Saints need to find some additional scoring and find a way to crack this Northern defense.
Yeah, Northern defense deserves some credit. The game plan's working. You know, Ben Davidson's getting his to an extent with 10 points, but the secondary scorers for the Saints, as you said, haven't really chipped in much to this point. The Northern Huskies have it spread it out across the board for scoring, and kind of got it into a grinded out game. The Saints need to get that tempo and hit some shots from the outside if they want to win this game.
The Saints will start Ben Davidson, Mario Matson, Sean Donaldson, Ian Jansen, and Logan Piechakowski. Matson will start the third quarter with 3 fouls, so he's got to be a little bit careful, and hard to play that aggressive defense when you got to be concerned about fouls.
Northern done a nice job at the rim, protecting and being in good position. Another thing that might be keeping Mario off the board a little bit is that hesitance to go in there hard, thinking he might draw a charge with those fouls as well. So something to keep an eye on.
Kidd and Hicks, DeLong, Voss, and Reeves for Northern. Jansen, 3-pointer, can't get it, rebounded Donaldson. Thought about it, but nowhere to go, guarded by the 6'6" Hicks. Donaldson out. Jansen again, open. 3, yes. Big shot, I think, for Ian. Get that lid off the basket. Kidd brings it up. Double team. St. Clair. Voss. And tied up on the side. What do we got here? Timeout for Northern. The dreaded 39 seconds into the second half timeout. I didn't really think they had possession.
Yeah, I think I'm a little confused by that. It looked like Logan Piechakowski had possession when they gave Brian Jamison a timeout. I don't know if it was retroactive to when the Huskies had the ball. Nonetheless, they get 30 seconds to talk about it, and we can't do anything about it now. As we do have a break, Mr. Miller here at the high school did ask that I inform everybody that upcoming in the St. Clair High School Theater Group is going to be Beauty and the Beast. That's 7th through 10th. So their productions will be at various times. So you can check in with St. Clair High School to get the specifics on that. I'll be taking my daughter. She's pretty excited about that. So shout out to the theater troupe.
Reeves way out front. Saints in kind of a 1-3-1 look here. And knocked away. It's hard to say what the foul was. I guess it's on Donaldson. Kind of a delayed call. Probably accurate, but a delayed call.
It's interesting. Some officials are almost an automatic. If you try to tip from behind that way and it's not on a fast break, you know, that wraparound tip play, they're automatically going to call a foul, regardless of whether there's contact. There may have been some there that time, and no benefit of the doubt. I think the question is how long it took to call it.
Foul on Davidson. Saints in a little bit of a different defense here. Started out the second half with a 1-3-1. Now back to their man. They're a veteran team, and that really helps. Down deep, Hicks. Can't get it. Rebound, his own shot. And picked off by Donaldson. Pushed out of bounds by Reeves.
Outstanding job. Sean Donaldson beats Hicks to a board that Hicks had better position in. Donaldson out-toughs him, and then Hicks, either out of frustration or lack of balance, knocks Donaldson out of bounds, and Donaldson draws the foul.
Logan Piechakowski comes up. Jansen, Donaldson, Matson, Davidson guarded by Voss. Piechakowski, Reeves on him. Logan all the way in, scores off the basket, off the backboard. Nice try, Logan Piechakowski. Knocked away, Jansen, controlled by Kidd. Saints back to their man-to-man. Trey Kidd. Voss. All the way to hoop. And Davidson, I think, picked up the foul. And Davidson, that's his second. And Voss, that's really the first time he's taken the ball aggressively to the basket, and he's a good-sized kid. I think they might want to try that more. First shot's up. Voss is up, and it's good.
Last possession there for the Saints. Logan Piechakowski had the opportunity to walk down and talk to some people at halftime, and the first question they asked me was, does he always play defense that hard? Is it consistent like that? That was the first kid I noticed, a couple people who hadn't been to a game yet, and I said, yes, always. And he deserves his due, and I said, and he makes big baskets. Not lots of them, but big ones.
Matson all the way to the hoop. Can't score, but he picks up the foul. That's going to be on the floor. Reeves will pick up the foul. Second team foul for Northern. Huskies have 2, Saints have 3. Matson will bring it in.
6:02 to go here in the third quarter. Saints by 5.
Piechakowski. All the way in. Can't get it. Rebounded by Hicks. And Hicks didn't get a piece of that, but that was definitely win protection by Hicks.
Yeah, he altered that shot. That's what 6'6" will do for you, especially with Logan, who is not getting to 6 feet there.
Piechakowski picks up the foul. Kind of a touch fathom foul there. Kidd knocked away, Donaldson. And he gets it. Sean Donaldson all out to the basket.
kid fortunate he didn't pick up a foul and an and one there. Sean Darlison showing a lot of strength on that play.
And the Saints pick it off, get it. Davidson all the way in, he scores. And Coach Jameson seeing the Northern having a time. And that's going to be a foul on Davidson, and the Saints are. That looked like a clean block. That's going to be Ben's third. That's going to be two people.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looked like it was out of his hand when the contact was made with the ball. Unless they're saying that he fell into him and through the process.
Reeves over the line, shooting two. First shot's up, no good. Falco, Walton come back in, replacing Kidd and Hicks. Now that's kind of a coaching dilemma here for Sherrill. You got your two best players, Matson and Davidson, both with 3 fouls. It's hard to take them both off the court at the same time. Reeves' second shot is up off the rim and good. Kimbrough will come in, replace Reeves. Saints up 28-20, 5:25, third quarter, so a lot of time. A lot of time to play with 3 fouls. Might see the Saints go into a zone after this. Donaldson. Kuchkowski knocked away, Falco.
Yeah, personnel will dictate for the Saints how much risk they want to put those guys in here for the next 3 or 4 minutes. Can't really afford to put them on the bench, but you can't have them on the bench for the entire fourth either.
Jansen. Saints up 8. Under 5. Matson to Davidson. Cross court, Pichkowski. And that's going to be a foul on DeLong. Saints bench called that one, just helping the ref a bit.
Yeah, and I think they'd be well served to go right to the well with Davidson down low. I think the official caught some flack from the bench. They had a very stern conversation about whether or not that foul on Ben was a foul. I think if you go there and you give that opportunity to that official to blow his whistle down there, you might see Ben at the line.
Pichkowski brings it in. Down deep, Matson. Again, Logan. And the Saints reset. Pichkowski guarded by Falco. Matson by Kimbrough. Kimbrough on him tight. Matson right past him. Jansen again open. And he's got it. Good look by Matson.
Excellent job. Ian Jansen stepping up the second half. We saw this the other day against Fraser as well.
That ball is thrown out of bounds. It'll be timeout for Northern. And there actually was a little jersey tug. But Saints got away with that one, and it'll turn over to Saints underneath their own basket.
Another one of those plays that there's no statistic other than a turnover for Northern, but Logan Pichkowski kind of forced that errant pass and gets the Saints an extra possession.
Full timeout for Brian Jameson. Might want to talk a little bit about St. Clair Saints girls varsity basketball team. They're playing at Roseville, I believe, tonight. And nice honor for them. They were ranked 9th in the state off of Mick McCabe's top 10. Certainly something they haven't seen for a while, and to be in the top 10 in Class B is quite an accomplishment. There are 2, I believe, in the area right behind
Sandusky.
Sandusky, which is an excellent basketball team. So Mike Boulard and Todd Green doing a great job with the girls. They'll be back here against Southlake on Friday, and that game will be televised or broadcast by us on tape delay.
Could have an opportunity. Now, don't know anything about tonight's game, but may have an opportunity to clinch the MAC Silver that night as well, which is, I think, something you'll see is the beginning. You mentioned number 9 in the state. It'll be a beginning of a piling up of accolades and recognition.
Yeah, St. Clair basketball.
Yeah, a little confusion there.
Saints notice it. Pichkowski will bring it in. Down deep, Jansen.
Ian Jansen wise there to let that ball bounce and go into the backcourt so he can corral it without having a violation. Sign of an experienced guy.
Knocked away by DeLong. Number 4, James DeLong, sophomore, has been impressive. He's had a couple nice moves at the basket. He's playing pretty good defense against Mario Matson also. And Mario, we know, can score. Davidson over to Jansen. Pichkowski, Donaldson. Saints slowing it down just a little bit. Davidson got an angle. Heart of the basket. Hits the bottom of the rim. No good.
That's a product of earlier on. Davidson getting blocked. Kind of double clutched his shot. Altered it. Not able to finish.
Good shot by DeLong. Saints now up by 9. 31-22. 3:40 left. Third quarter. Jansen, quick pass. Tough handle that time. Not a lot of room. And here's DeLong. Outside, Falco. Ball's off the side of the backboard. And gets inside to Falco off the pass from Voss. Incidental contact before. Now back to 7.
Huskies not going away.
Pichkowski, Matson, all the way to the hoop and scores. Nice drive, Mario Matson.
Never too late to get him going. Mario Matson gets his first bucket. Saints could use a little more of that.
And Matson gets fouled by number 24, Ben Walton. Saints basketball again. Matt Eisenhart will come in. He's going to replace Ian Jansen. Jansen had a couple big threes there third quarter. Helped Saints increase their lead. Matson, Pichkowski.
Second night in a row, Ian Jansen's coming to the second half and been a big scorer with the 3 ball.
Down deep, Matson got the foul and the basket. Smart play there as he waited, got hit with the foul, and then was still strong enough to score.
That's a learned behavior. Northern's taught him to wait. At every turn in the first half, he was turned away by the size of Northern, and that time he gets them off their feet, out of position. I think draws a reach-in foul in the process, strong enough to go up and finish, and Andy Falco with the harm.
Matson here, trying to complete a 3-point play. Shots up, it's good. 5 points in a row for Mario Matson. And that secondary scoring we were asking for at the end of the first half has certainly taken place. Donaldson breaks hard on the basketball.
Right now, the Saints are just beating the Huskies to spots, making it real difficult on the guards to inbound the ball. And Sean Donaldson, Logan Pichkowski doing a lot of that dirty work. Here we see it again.
Matson with the pickoff. And it's hard when you got to throw it in your 6'6" guy who's certainly not used to.
You know, I don't hate that call. He was there for quite a while and got to do a better job of avoiding contact with the basketball there. Charging call. It's to be expected a little bit in that spot. Right out in the middle of the floor for everybody to see. It's going to go that way.
Jansen will come in, replacing Matson, who picked up his 4th. DeLong. No, controls it out of the corner. Here he comes. Quickly. Kidd. And it just doesn't look like Northern has the player that can make that 3 off the dribble penetration, and that's setting them back here. Good inside move that time by Hicks. He had a lot of big height advantage over Donaldson.
Wouldn't be
Saints up by 10.
See Northern go to that well a little bit more with Hicks and his size.
Donaldson, 3-pointer, rim no good, rebounded by Hicks. DeLong. All the way to the hoop. And 8-point deficit. Eisenhart. Jansen. 1:30 left, third quarter. Saints up by 8. Tough game tonight as Saints against Northern. Donaldson rebounded by Jansen, goes to the basket. It's up and hits.
Jansen's really shown out here in the second half. He's got 8 points. On the inbound, Coach Sherrill wants a timeout, talk some things over.
All right, brings it back to a 10-point lead for St. Clair, minute 14. A couple weeks got St. Clair's Hall of Fame introductions coming up. Be an interesting ceremony.
Yeah, we made reference to the Warren Woods Tower game and how important that's going to be. Well, we're fortunate here at St. Clair to have the opportunity to induct a new class into the Hall of Fame. It's taken a little hiatus. Sandy Rutledge made a couple phone calls and got a committee together. I'm fortunate to be on that committee with some people that are a lot smarter and wiser than myself. Fred Shaw, namely Denny White, Rich Malwitz, Phil Russell, Kerry Hilton, and if I'm forgetting somebody, it's probably just Sandy and Ron Miller. So we get together and share some stories and talk about some people that need to be recognized, and on February 2nd, going to have the opportunity to do that here at pregame to that. So if you're going to come out, enjoy what we have, and celebrate that success. Tim Lolito, namely, going in, some teams, some successful girls basketball teams, Stacy Farrell out of Sabbathwold, some state champions, and it'll be an exciting day. So if you want to come out and recognize those people and celebrate their accomplishments and see some good basketball, February 2nd is the date to do that.
All right, Saints, as you say, be playing Tower, which will be a great game, and come see the Hall of Fame introductions as well.
Could have some league title implications, to be honest with you.
All right. Troy Disselrath in for Davidson. No, I'm sorry, for Saints. Kidd brings it up against Jansen. And Trey Kidd will go to the line. A foul. Not sure who that's on. On Davidson, that's his fourth as well. And that's going to necessitate Donaldson coming in. Now Saints will have both of their key scorers on the bench with 4. Shots up and good by Kidd.
It's an interesting time for the Saints. I think it's the first time all year we've seen adversity like this. Minute 5 left, third quarter. This is a gut check time for some of these kids getting the additional minutes who we like to throw the basketball to. The Ben Davidsons, the Mario Matsons. There's some capable kids on the floor right now for the Saints, and I'm excited to see how they respond to this.
All right, minute left, third quarter. Donaldson with the rebound there, gets it to Disselrath. Got to think Jansen will be one of the guys. Donaldson, hard to the basket, scores. Great pass by Disselrath, and Donaldson. Boss is fouled by St. Clair. 1-on-1.
Right out of the gate, you get Ben Davidson has to go have a seat. An experienced, smart, cerebral player, Troy Disselrath, coming off an injury, brings the ball, dribbles at somebody. You get a good read on a backdoor cut. Donaldson answers the bell. That was just what the Saints needed in a spot like that. Gets everybody under control.
Boss. First shot short. Rebound tapped and gets back to him. Can't get it. Rebound by Donaldson. He's not the tallest guy, but he's probably the Saints' leading rebounder next to Davidson and for the whole year.
Absolutely, especially of late. Kind of worked his way into the starting lineup after a few games, and you can see why. He's actually got a little bit of a scoring aptitude, too. I think that's something the Saints can build on. Is after this season, you'll lose a lot of scoring.
Great pass that time from Donaldson. Nice start, excuse me. And the Saints up to 13, 9 seconds. Saints do not want to foul here. Make them earn one. DeLong. Hicks in and out on 3. And the Saints, with a very good quarter, lead 42-29 after 3. We'll be back in just a moment to bring you the fourth quarter.
Neiman's Family Markets, from produce, deli, bakery, meats, or even bagels. Neiman's Family Markets. They have it all on Kearney Drive in St. Clair. Neiman's Family Markets.
Welcome back, everyone. John Carter along with Brad Robinson. Brad, great quarter for the Saints.
Yeah, that was outstanding, especially notably the last minute 5 when Mario Matson, Ben Davidson forced to go sit down. I thought the Saints capitalized on an opportunity to have some guys step up, and that's the time when you can feel uneasy about what the things you're going to do on the court. You had Troy Disserath make an excellent read and a feed to Sean Donaldson, and then right after that you had Donaldson moving through the offense, not trying to do too much, finds Matt Eisenhart for a layup, and the Saints actually expanded their lead with those two off the floor. Something that they might actually have to deal with for another couple of minutes here with both of those guys with 4. If the Saints can maintain that lead, you want to probably ride that out into the 6-minute area before you let those guys go back onto the floor. And we see them coming out now, and that's what Coach Sherrill's going to stick with. Looking for Scotty Selleck here maybe to get his feet set and knock down a 3. Be nice to get him back going. That's another guy that's capable of coming off the bench and give the Saints a spark.
All right, Donaldson, Selleck, Disserath, Eisenhart, and Jansen. Voss picked off by Disserath. Can't get it. And knocked away by Port Huron Northern. Selleck, good hustle. And it'll be St. Clair basketball.
Nice job by Disserath. Might have wanted to use a reverse there, use the rim as a little protection against the sizable Dane Boss. Good defense.
Disserath gets it to Jansen.
You may see the Saints be a little more methodical here, burn some clock with their offense.
Selleck, Disserath looks inside, back out to Selleck. Cross court, Donaldson down deep, Eisenhart. Quick move, left-handed, and gets it. That's what he didn't do in the first half.
I was just going to say what I begged for is make a decision and go with your best move, and right there, a nice little soft left with a spin move. That was outstanding. No wasted time.
Disserath on Trey Kidd. Hicks over to Voss. DeLong, good spin. Draws a foul and gets the foul. And DeLong again, strong move to the basket. He's played well. Maybe the best player for Port Huron Northern is their sophomore, number 4, James DeLong tonight. And that's the 4th foul on Donaldson, and Saints running out of people to a certain extent.
Yeah, going to bring Davidson back in here, and you're counting on your senior to be smart. You know, he's got 4, he needs to know how to play with it. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Sherrill decides to match up defensively and what he's going to put on the guys here.
DeLong hits one, 3-point play, 44-32. Davidson, guarded by Voss. I'm pretty sure let Ben bring it up here. Down deep, Jansen wide open. Blocked by number 24, Walton. Saints ball underneath. Disserath again.
Pretty consistent for the Huskies. They've done a nice job of that all night.
Selleck can't get it.
Unfortunately there, Scott Selleck got hit on the back and there's no call.
This is what's tough because right now everything's being called on the Saints end and nothing's being called on the Northern end, and that makes it difficult to manage the game. Saints still up by 12. 3 on Disserath. Saints using all of them tonight. This is now double bonus for Northern, which is a great advantage shooting fouls. Voss makes his first.
Getting to the point here, I think Coach Sherrill and the Saints are a little bit frustrated by the fouls not drawing their own at the other end. I don't know that they have such a gripe with the ones that are being called on them, but Scotty Selleck there clearly fouled. And no official in a position to make the call, I think, was an issue.
Davidson, guarded by Voss. Again, Selleck. And he gets it. Foul on Disserath. And again, Saints will give up 2 shots. And Coach Sherrill saying it's okay to call him, but call him both sides. This is DeLong. Shots up, and it's good.
Yeah, DeLong continuing his solid night into double figures now, as you said. Pretty impressive, 5'10", 145, but plays at a real athletic 145. He's quick, defends well, and not afraid to go right at the teeth of the defense.
Shots up and good. And makes it 10 points. Saints maintaining their lead, but it's not been easy. Disarath will bring it up. Kidd will guard him. Eisenhart goes backdoor. Davidson. Jansen now. Disarath. Selleck. Pass can't be caught. And that's going to be caught. He dipped his shoulder into Eisenhart. And that's going to be a foul on Voss.
Tough call there. If I'm Brian Jamison, I probably have something to say about that one as well. Not doing any favors if you're in stripes right now for some of the decisions. It makes it a little bit more contentious when people have to question what the idea was there. And always makes for an interesting dynamic. You got 6 minutes left. If this game gets tight, something to watch.
Matson goes hard to the hoop and scores. And Mario's really come on here. Second quarter. DeLong, pull up. Can't get it. Rebounded by Davidson. And again, Saints break. Davidson.
Careful.
Over. Kuchkowski. Can't get it. Rebound. Controlled by Disarath. Scores off the basket and gets the foul. Troy Disarath making a contribution here in his first game back. Big play by Troy.
He's really had an outstanding night to kind of re-enter himself into the rotation. I think you maybe don't realize how much you missed that point guard depth until you need it on a night like tonight. He's come in and done a really nice job. That was his first 2 points, but boy, he's been responsible for a good 8 to 10 off the bench in terms of making plays, and it's the opportunity to get a 3-point play here.
Shots up. That's probably not the way he drew it up, but it counts.
Sometimes when you got that momentum, it goes. Sean Donaldson's going to come back in with 4 fouls. And kudos to Troy Disarath doing a nice job.
5 minutes, 33 left. Kidd. Kimbrell's in for Northern. Voss. All the way to the hoop and scores.
Smart play by the Huskies, going right at Mario Matson with 4 fouls. You could actually see Mario have to withdraw his hands so as not to get a cheap foul, and that was smart. They'll continue to attack those guys.
Jansen, and he draws a foul. I think that's the third time that backdoor play has worked for St. Clair, stealing something from the Northern playbook, and Ian Jansen will go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, and that's, if you can see on video right now, Brian Jamison waving his hands. It's not at the foul call, it's at his defender, because I'm sure he's kind of tired of seeing the same backdoor cut go for an attempted layup. The Huskies have done a nice job at the rim, but that's not really a position you want to put your guys in consistently.
Jansen, this is the first. Second shot for Ian. That's up, and that's good. Saints up by 14. Just a little over 5 to play. Kidd, picked off by Davidson. All the way to the hole. Can't get it, but he draws a foul.
Saints doing a good job right now, grinding out, extending this lead here with 5 minutes to go. Getting it out, the opportunity to make it a 16-point lead here.
Davidson on the line, he'll shoot 2. That's the 19th foul for Northern, so they're going to be in the double bonus also, which will help the Saints considerably if they get to the one-on-one. Because the next one will be 10 fouls, there will be no more one-on-ones, everything's going to be 2.
Saints have done a good job of ratcheting up the defensive pressure, kind of playing at a pace that they want this game at. And Northern's lost a little bit of that edge where they're trying to grind out possessions. You mentioned it before, the Saints have at least been able to knock down a couple of shots. Ian Jansen in this half from the perimeter. Northern really not able to do that. That's not part of their game.
Selleck and Disarath come back in. giving Matson to Davidson a rest, and frankly going offense to defense. Kidd goes hard to the basket, scores. Nice shot. Very good play, and timeout called by Coach Jamison. 4:42, Saints move Davidson and Matson back in, doing again that defense for offense, meaning you set your people down over about 4 fouls and bring them back in for the offensive side. Both players have played smartly with that 4 fouls hanging over them.
They're just still a liability on one end of the floor because they can't be super aggressive. If you get yourself back into a game where it's going to rely on foul shooting, you want to be able to put those guys on the floor. So this is smart, even though it seems early. You want to do that because of where they're at fouls-wise and because of kind of where the game is. And you have a nice, comfortable lead. Wouldn't be surprised if you see Coach Sherrill switch and go back to that 1-3-1 for a period of time here. I'm not trying to play Tony Romo and predict the future, but it's something that you might see out of the Saints. I think you're going to see Jamison try something with a different look, maybe a matchup trap, try to turn the Saints over as well.
And at some point, Northern's going to need a couple of stops because the Saints have got a pretty good lead here. Northern's going to have to find a way to stop the Saints, which they didn't do there. As Davison easily through the middle. And he scores, brings it up to 16. DeLong, guarded by Matson. Not really a favorable matchup for St. Clair. Voss. And that'll be 2 shots for Voss. Dane Voss, 6'4", senior. And he's taking it more aggressively to the hoop and, frankly, been pretty successful this quarter.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Need to get that look a little bit more, I think, between him and having when Hicks was on the floor, that feed inside and turnaround, something the Huskies could have built off of. But frankly, they've been pretty successful when the Huskies have been able to get into a half-court look. The difficulty has been the Saints defense up front in the full court. I don't know how many times we've seen the ball thrown over the head of, the next guy, and the Saints end up with an extra possession.
2 shots for Voss. All right, going to look for a trap along the side here. Pichkowski smartly to the middle. Davidson has it. Nice pass to Matson. And that's been playing together for about 15 years, probably, since they were 3.
Outstanding
Kimbrough with 3
by Ben Davidson on that to stop short of charging into and feeding. And then there's the first 3, and out of an unlikely character, at least from your eye, in Kofi Kimbrough.
Good off overplay by DeLong that time on Jansen. Sherrill calls timeout. 13-point lead for St. Clair, 3 minutes 37 seconds left. Now the boys go to Port Huron on Thursday. Won't be an easy game either.
No, last time Port Huron struggled a little bit here. The Saints shot a little bit better. Sean Donaldson had a really, really good game. But much like this game, I think you're going to see a similar type grinded out game. Port Huron's playing a little bit better. They do have a little bit of size as well, and the Saints are going to have to go on the road, and that's never a place that anybody likes to go and play. It's kind of an interesting gym. The fans are right up on top of your bench, and it's just a different place, and it's not like anywhere else in the area, so it's a challenge. And the Saints will be favored in that game. Got to go take care of business on the road.
Mario Matson will bring it in. Davidson. It's being a push on Voss, and there really wasn't much of a foul there.
No,
and I'm okay with calling it, but I mean,
it's the 2 hands.
Yep.
And I don't know that we're going to get our heads wrapped around exactly what is being emphasized at what time, because it's kind of gone in waves. I'm not shocked he called that foul.
Davidson's first shot's up and good. Selleck again comes in for Matson. Disarath at the table. He'll report in for Ben Davidson. 14 points again for St. Clair. Second shot's up. Good as well. Disarath comes back in. Play defense.
Here you got the Saints moving more into a half-court look now, a little more conservative. Still man. Haven't gone to a zone look, but bringing it back, not getting a foul. 50 feet away from the rim.
Voss. Strong move by Voss. Pichkowski. Turns in. Huron gets the basket. And Saints call timeout, but too late. That'll make it 60-49. And this game's not over. Still 3 minutes to play. Lots of time. Northern can make a run yet. Usually what you want to do is, if you can, get it down to 7-8 points. And then it becomes a little bit more tightening, let's say.
Yeah, it'll tighten it up. You can see single digits, and then you know you're just within a couple of possessions. So you got to turn over your opponent and hit a three, and it becomes a brand new ball game. The Saints have to guard against that. Now, Coach Sherrill's trying to call a timeout. As an official, knowing the game, you need to be peeking over at a coach in a situation like that, and he didn't get it. However, as a guard, you got to understand that you can call a timeout also.
Yes.
When you're in trouble. He's an experienced player. He can turn around and get that timeout himself.
Pichkowski. Mattson. Pichkowski. Davidson in the middle. Jansen. Back out to Davidson. Saints don't really need to shoot. They can just get fouled at this point.
Defense designed to speed you up. You have to be wise and poised.
Mattson. And Sean did not want that move to the basket. He was quite content to pass it around and make Northern have to foul. It's a two-shot bonus situation right now for Northern.
Yeah, he just wants the ball moved. The only way he wants to see a shot is if it's off a backdoor cut, then you get an absolute layup at the block right now.
Walton to Trey Kidd. Kimbrell again. Shot's no good. Rebounded by Jansen. Ian Jansen brings it up court. Down under 2:30. Donaldson. Back to Jansen in the corner. Cross court. Pichkowski. Going to try to keep it out of the corners if you can here.
Yeah, Saints putting themselves in some awkward positions.
Wide open three. Yes! Ian Jansen in his happy spot. And he knocks down a big three.
12-point half for Ian Jansen. We asked for a little secondary scoring, and we've received it from him and Martin.
Kimbrell with his second three from that spot. And good shot by him. Brings it back to 11 points. And Northern not going away. And give them credit. This is compared to where they were in the first game when they played us and losing 61-25, this is a much better showing.
Much better showing. They've really done a pretty nice job of executing a good game plan. Up until the last few minutes, the Saints have really struggled to score. Ben Davidson, for the large part of the game, was in foul trouble and held in check. They protected the rim really well, and we weren't getting those secondary scores. Northern's held serve and done a nice job. They have themselves in a game that they can still win. I think right now, if Coach Jamison has his way, this game is going to last until about 11 o'clock tonight because he wants this next 2 minutes to be all about the Saints possibly shooting some foul shots and seeing if they can get him to miss them and come down and maybe feed Kofi Kimbrell the ball and shoot three. It looks like he's the one that they're going to go to for that extra point per possession.
Kind of do a Jim Valvano and hope that Derek Whittington finds Lorenzo Charles.
That's right. Got to have the ball go through, and it's not a bad approach. The Saints, I mentioned this again, they have done an okay job late in game shooting foul shots, but not necessarily the strongest suit. So I'd make them beat you with that.
Pichkowski. I'm sorry, that was Jansen to Pichkowski. Davidson. Back out front, Mattson. Yep, that's going to be a foul. And this is exactly what they want. Make poor Huron Northern foul. Mattson will go to the line now, knock down the foul shots and keep that lead where it is. Both coaches are coaching hard tonight. They're earning their money tonight.
Yeah, this is an interesting
Davidson
matchup for the two, and
Mattson knocks it in.
Definitely know a lot about one another, and I stand by what I said earlier. I haven't seen a ton of buckets off of your inbounds plays. It's just not happening. And right now it's kind of coming down to who's got a better basketball team, and hopefully the Saints can make some foul shots and prove it.
Disrath came in replacing Davidson, and then Scott Selleck come in replacing Matson. Minute 45, Saints up 13. DeLong. Saints still in their man-to-man. Backdoor cut. Knocked away. Good play. That one they were ready for, and Donaldson was blanketing Voss. Davidson and Matson come back in.
Nice job by Donaldson, trusting his assignment. He had to turn his back to the ball, but put that arm up, got in the way. He knew where that pass was going to go, and able to turn the Huskies over.
Dana Pichkowski. Not sure what the call was there. I believe it might have been timeout called by Sean Sherrill. Minute 29, 13-point lead. Saints don't make any foolish errors. This looks pretty good.
Yeah, they put themselves in a position to win. Kind of another grinded-out game, and done a nice job, I think. At a minute 5 in the third quarter, both Davidson and Matson had 4 fouls and were sitting on the bench. The Saints were up by fewer points than 13. It made a couple of big buckets and put themselves in a position to have this lead right now. And now with the offense-defense substitution and some good coaching there, been able to preserve those two here for the final stretch. Puts Coach Jamison in Northern in a position where you got to foul and see if you can get them to miss.
Well, again, give credit. You mentioned Troy Disarrest, certainly Ian Jansen with some very big threes. Sean Donaldson always contributing, but also people like Eisenhart, Selleck, Garrett Dombrowski all come in and contributed this tonight to make this a real team victory with the two stars of the team in foul trouble most of the second half.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of kind of getting theirs here in the second half. But yeah, even earlier we had a rotation from Delore came in, played good defense. Those are big moments in games that get you to where you are right now.
Davidson, Matson gets fouled.
Husky foul number 14, Andy Falco.
Falco commits the foul. Matson go to the line again, shooting 2.
Probably 2 more trips. If Northern comes up empty and the Saints can make their foul shots, you'll probably see that end.
Matson makes or misses the first.
Troy Disarath.
Disarath comes back in. Voss comes back in for Northern. Matson's second shot. Up, and it's good. Selleck comes in for him. Say this is hitting all the coaching buttons here. DeLong picks it up. Kid out front, way outside. No good. Rebound by Kimbrough. Reached over the back and pushed, I believe it was Selleck on that one.
Selleck in good position, earned it, went up at the same time, and Kimbrough tried to try to bully him out of there with going over to the top and using him as leverage. Nice job by Selleck. Nothing wrong
Kimbrough's
with
good size, 6'4", 230 pounds, but Selleck's extremely athletic, and he's got good vertical leap. And 2 shots now for Scott. Shots up, no good.
Really be nice to see Scotty Selleck get going a little bit offensively earlier in the year, namely against Marine City. I'm talking real early. He can get hot and he can shoot the basketball. And it's been a little cold of late, kind of a streaky player. It'd be nice to see him have a breakout night, get some of that confidence back. Plays with a little swagger. You want that encouraging sign as you move toward the postseason.
Saints up 15 now. Coming up on a minute to play. Kidd, 3-pointer. No good. Voss scores.
Size on display there. Pretty good position by the Saints. And just not tall enough.
Good pass. Disarath, Pichkowski. Jansen. Pichkowski drives to the middle. Side, Skellick. Disarath, and then out to Donaldson. He's fouled. 36 seconds left.
Northern had called off the dogs there. I think Ben Walton took it upon himself. I could hear Coach Jamison telling him not to foul. This is kind of the part where, as a coach, you're just making that decision that you're probably not coming back, and the score is going to look bad enough if you continue to foul. So,
Shots up, around the rim in, good for Donaldson.
take nothing away, though, from the Huskies and the effort that they put forth. I've been pretty impressed here tonight. I think they're going to find themselves in a lot of good, heated, competitive basketball games for the remainder of their season, and you can tell they made some strides since the last time these two teams met.
Gordon Nevin comes in. Donaldson makes 2. A little bit misleading final score here, or coming up. Kidd, three-pointer, no good, gets his own rebound, drives in, can't score. Stays there as be Northern ball. Saints up 15, but this was not a 15-point game most of the day, most of the night.
This played out more like a 10-point ball game, and the Saints did a good job. I don't know that they ever trailed. The Huskies played hard, used their size at good times, but the Saints' defense in the front, or in the backcourt rather, was just too much, and we've seen that time and time again.
Jansen. Clock runs down, a Saints victory, 69-54. They hold serve and they beat Fort Huron Northern on their home floor. And Saints will stay in first place in the gold. We don't know what the other teams are doing, but this is a good win for St. Clair.
Yeah, it's a tough game. It's well coached. I think both coaches are going to be a little fatigued after this one and all the moving parts we had here, probably about the last quarter and a half. And I think the better team won the basketball game for sure, but a good effort, and it wasn't easy by any stretch of the imagination.
All right, everybody. John Carter along with Brad Robbins. Saints win 69-54. We'll say goodnight for this evening, and we'll see you again here on Friday when the girls take on Southlake. Good night, everybody.
This CTV sports presentation has been brought to you by St. Clair Chevy, Buick, GMC, We Care. By Murphy Inn Restaurant and Hotel in St. Clair. North Star Bank, guiding the way. By St. Clair Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, We Care. By Neiman's Family Market. By St. Clair's Ace Hardware. And by CTV Community TV in Marine City and St. Clair.